the heavyweight fighting pride of England and all the UK heavyweight champion of the world, AJ Anthony Joshua.
He was laughed at, doubted, even knocked down. But when he rose, he shook the world. This is the rise of the famous British-Nigerian boxer, Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua, known as AJ, grew up in Watford, far from privilege. His childhood was split between Nigeria and the UK, giving him a unique perspective, but also exposing him to tough environments. School felt restrictive, and the streets offered more excitement and more risk. AJ was a big athletic kid, but his energy often led him into trouble. The challenges of his working-class upbringing demanded resilience, shaping his character in ways no classroom could. He wasn't a bad kid, just searching for belonging in a world that didn't make it easy. The streets of Watford became his first training ground, teaching him about survival and respect. These early struggles laid the foundation for the fighter and the man he would become. AJ's teenage years were turbulent. School faded, trouble escalated, and brushes with the law became routine. A stint on remand and a drug charge nearly derailed his future. At a crossroads, his cousin Benny Layemi suggested boxing as a way out. Reluctantly, AJ stepped into Finchley Amateur Boxing Club. The gym was a world apart. Discipline, respect, and hard work replaced chaos. Boxing became his lifeline, channeling his aggression into purpose. Coaches saw his raw potential and began to shape it. The structure of training gave him a sense of identity beyond his past mistakes. He learned to focus, to work, to believe in something bigger than himself. The transformation was slow but real. Boxing offered AJ a future, a chance to rewrite his story. This was the turning point. The troubled kid from Watford was becoming Anthony Joshua, the fighter. The ring became his new home, and he never looked back. Once AJ committed to boxing, his rise was rapid and relentless. He won major amateur titles and was fast-tracked onto the Great Britain squad. The 2012 London Olympics became his stage. He won gold, transforming his life overnight. The victory was more than a medal, it was proof that he could overcome his past. Turning pro in 2013, Joshua's early fights were explosive, with knockout after knockout. The British public embraced him as a new heavyweight hope. In 2016, he claimed the IBF world title, then unified belts against Vladimir Klitschko in a legendary battle. Joshua's journey from Watford streets to world champion was complete, for now. He became a global superstar, admired for both his power and humility. Each fight built his legend, but the real story was his transformation. AJ had become the face of heavyweight boxing. Just as Joshua seemed unstoppable, boxing delivered a shock. In 2019, Andy Ruiz Jr. stunned the world by knocking AJ out and taking his titles. The loss was devastating. Critics questioned his heart, his preparation, even his future. For the first time, Joshua faced public failure on the biggest stage. He retreated, reflected, and confronted his weaknesses. The defeat forced him to dig deeper, to rebuild not just his skills but his confidence. Doubt crept in, but so did determination. This painful chapter became a lesson in humility and resilience. Joshua learned more from this loss than from any victory. The journey back would be tough, but it was essential for his growth. Redemption was now his only goal. Joshua wasted no time. He demanded a rematch with Ruiz. The pressure was immense. His legacy was on the line. He transformed his approach, leaner, smarter, more focused. In Saudi Arabia, AJ boxed with discipline, using movement and strategy to outclass Ruiz. Gone was the reckless brawler. In his place stood a master tactician. Joshua reclaimed his titles by unanimous decision, silencing doubters. The victory was about more than belts. It was about character and growth. He proved he could adapt, learn, and rise after a fall. This comeback was his most important win, redefining what it meant to be a champion. Joshua's resilience inspired millions, showing that setbacks can fuel greatness. The lesson was clear. True strength is found in getting back up. AJ's story now had a new, even more powerful chapter. Anthony Joshua's journey is more than a boxing story, it's a beacon of hope. He's become a role model for youth in England and Nigeria, proof that your start doesn't dictate your finish. AJ uses his platform to inspire, visiting communities and encouraging hard work and self-belief. He embraces his roots, representing both nations with pride. His message is simple: resilience, discipline, and learning from failure are the keys to success. The loss to Ruiz could have ended his story, but instead it became his greatest lesson. Joshua's legacy is about more than titles. It's about inspiring others to rise after setbacks. He's shown that champions are made not by never falling, but by refusing to stay down. AJ's life is a testament to the power of perseverance and the human spirit. In and out of the ring, Anthony Joshua stands as a true champion.
To be honoured in MBE, and I could definitely go back and I could take this to my family members, and I'll show my cousins and show them what we can achieve and just keep on moving on.
They didn't just rise for themselves, they rose for you. Proof that greatness isn't given. It's earned, in the dark, in the dirt, in the doubt. Now it's your turn. Rise no matter what. This is Rise Verse.